For this video, we're going to go over the points that many students miss on Quiz 4 for IHP 525. Now notice for question 1, there are actually two data tables. The top one has the actual data points and the means for each medicine. And the second table is your ANOVA table. So the first two questions of this 5-part one, A, B, C, D, and E, the first one says, state the research question that this ANOVA answers. Not the data table above, just what the ANOVA table answers. Make sure you're answering the question that's being asked. Part A has nothing to do with the data table above. Okay. For part B, okay, we really want you to understand, or want you to make us understand what the ANOVA table means. Your answer to part B should be make it very evident that you understand what the ANOVA table is telling us. Okay. And then you can start to look at the data table above. Okay? So again, part A, it has nothing to do with the first data table. It's all about the ANOVA table. Okay. Part 2, evidence of non-random differences between group means occurs when the variance between groups is, we're looking for either much larger than or much smaller than the variance within groups. For part 3, why are scatter plots helpful? There's actually specific elements listed in your textbook about how they're helpful. And I believe it will even list 4 things. So you can find that section in your book and list specific things that scatter plots are useful for. Okay. For 4, most people get number 4. Okay. For 5, okay, a Pearson correlation statistic is only valid when the relationship between two quantitative continuous variables is. Think about that relationship and what it would look like if it were on a graph, and what types of situation are we going to use the Pearson correlation statistic. Okay. For question 6, explain why it is true that the slope of a line is related to the Pearson correlation statistic, R. There's several ways to look at this. You could consider different pieces that make up the formula for the correlation statistic and for the slope of a line in regression. They might have some similar elements. You could talk about the signs, plus or minus, of these two statistics, things like that. For question 7, most people are able to do the scatter plot. Remember to describe the association you see in your scatter plot. Sometimes people forget to do part B. Okay. Okay, those are the pieces that students tend to miss on this. That's the end of it. This is your last quiz of the term, and hopefully it goes well.